a look of it, how we can build the smart cities. So how we can actually be using healthcare, let's see.
I think we're fairly close in terms of drug discovery. Drug discovery is everything before human clinical trials. We actually, our model, this is approach, is to also innovate in the foundation model space, and one of the initiatives we have is called pharmaceutical superintelligence, where we have a single model that is very capable in many different tasks and can achieve superintelligence in many areas, in many tasks related to drug discovery. So I think those multi-model architectures that already show state-of-the-art performance in many benchmarks will be providing this automated layer to drug discovery. And in terms of the guardrails, I think in drug discovery we already have many guardrails in place, right? In fact, it doesn't really matter where your molecule is coming from, which algorithm, which technology, right? I can even dream of a molecule in my sleep, right? And then synthesize, and if it works, if it passes all the safety and efficacy criteria, why would we use this molecule, this idea that I came up with? So I think guardrails are already in place, and we have a certain trend of even accelerating some of the downstream preclinical tasks with using organ-on-chip models, organoids, using fewer animal models. Even in our case, instead of thousands of molecules that we need to go through animal testing in traditional pharma space, we typically don't synthesize more than 150 molecules to get to the end group. So that drastically reduces the number of animal models and it's also more sustainable way to do it.
Prevention, we have four systems. There are a few changes going on. The first one, and I is the infrastructure. So we do need systems that are interoperable, and we need to extend that outside the hospital. So one thing is the efficient system at the hospital, we also need it at home. So we need systems interoperable as well with other devices such as wearable watches, for instance, or anything that will help monitor patients and people's health in general over time. So once you have that, the next step. Sorry for that. the healthcare that is behind. So you need to train your clinicians to this novel preventive medicines. What are the thresholds? When should I be allergic? What should I do? What is the action? It's different from the therapeutic care that we learned at school, at the medical school, right? So it's a new medicine, and it's also new roles, probably. A lot of it will be automatized with AI during QCs and all this, but still, there will be human checkpoints, right? So we will need probably digital nurses and other new roles associated to this field. And the third part, and it's not the smallest, is getting the patient adhesion. It's not so easy to comply to a new rule that will be given because it's many people around you in a while, right? So people are very instantaneous. So it's hard to be consistent. And we know it from smoking, for instance. Everybody knows that it's bad and it's not good, right? So it's not the smallest, but there are ways to do it, and AI can also make it painful, for instance. That's a way to get patients to it.
I think I will just a bit on what you just mentioned earlier on, right? Is how do you ensure big AI which actually delivers impact? We don't do AI for the sake of AI. We want to ensure that it delivers the impact, for physician, for us as regulator, for patients, right? So that being said, one of the use cases which, is close to my heart is what we call AI medical imaging. Everyone who has to do visa screening process today in UAE, specifically in Abu Dhabi, has to do a chest X-ray to check for tuberculosis. So what we realized is, okay, there are a lot of visa screenings happening on a day-to-day basis. How do we build an AI model which doesn't replace the radiology, but enables them, right, in the end, to eliminate the medical imaging, the scans, which there is nothing wrong with. So AI was very good at saying, this X-ray that is very clean, you don't have to even look at it, ignore it, just focus on the ones that there is something to focus on. So what we have done with this use case, we saw that there is a real impact because we ended up somewhere between 70 to 80% of the X-rays, there was nothing wrong with it. So we said that to the radiologists, but in the end, don't waste your time looking at them. You just do it at the minimum 20 to 30%, which doesn't mean there is something wrong.
I do.
But just focus
Yeah,
on
I need
it.
to go and get the.
Check if there is something wrong on that. So that was a
I
very
do
important use case, which we scaled up so slowly. We didn't just build a solution in isolation. And we said, hey, starting tomorrow, we have this AI use case, use it.